Hi, happy Monday.
Happy Monday, technically the second day of the week, but in America,
Do you consider this
first day of the
the
week.
first day of the week?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, because Sunday's definitely the last day of the week.
It's never been the first day in my mind.
No, but the calendar day starts on Sunday.
And I get it. Like, I see what they were doing, having like a fun day, top of the week, fun day, end of the week.
But that's not how people, that's
I
not
want
your
them back
brain
to
work.
back.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it
Well,
would
technically
be
they
either
are.
because it's a loop.
Right.
You
But
knew what
I
I
wrap
meant by
up.
that.
No, yeah, I'm like, you wrap up your week with Sunday. Like
Yes.
Sunday's the wrap up. It's not the start. I don't know.
No.
Do any of you guys start your week with Sunday?
I feel like so many people do that Sunday reset mentality, like
Yeah,
cleaning
but
your room. Like, no, that's a Monday activity for
you
me.
you can argue that that's still end of the week activities in itself.
Right. But I feel at least like if you see Sunday reset TikToks, it's like getting ready for the week.
Right.
It's like that mentality. I'm like, no, you're not. It's the last day of the week.
Huh.
So I just made Alex and I dinner.
I'm Alex.
Oh yeah, this one's Alex. This one's Kristen. This is Link over here. This is her booty. I made I crave this like once in a blue moon. Just an OG grilled cheese
really
and tomato
good.
soup. Oh my gosh, the tomato soup was
Yeah, the meal as a whole hit the spot,
for sure.
but the tomato soup was it was Rouse. It's a little too marinara for me.
And you'd think Rouse would deliver is the thing. Like their pasta sauce hits.
Right. Or they're just too much in pasta sauce headspace.
Then
Don't try and branch out.
Yeah. Like
I went to the store last week and I got Carbone's pasta sauce.
Oh, did you try it?
No, I'm going to probably at some point this week.
I think that'll be great.
I'm so excited to try it.
I've
actually never been to Carbone, so I don't know what to compare it to.
Okay.
But I've heard great things. So I'm like, and I'm a good judge of pasta sauce. So
God, you would love Carbone.
I'm sure.
Let's go. It's hard to get a reservation. This location, it's like booked out for like weeks.
Booked and busy.
Well, maybe we could do like a walk up. I feel like that's or a walk
in and like I'll sit at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they have a bar.
Oh.
So yeah, just made dinner, and other than that, all day today we have just been sitting on the couch like usual.
It felt like Sunday.
It did feel like a Sunday, and I'm really happy that it's not, because then tomorrow's Sunday and it's like we get 2 Sundays pretty much.
We get to do it again.
We get to do it all over again. We actually only started it maybe 72 hours ago and finished a whole season.
All 10 episodes.
Yeah. We started Yellow Jackets on Showtime. It is so crazy.
It's so crazy. It starts did you notice like it starts one way and then like the beginning of the season and the end of the season is so out of pocket and like not at all what I expected it to turn into. I didn't even know, like, you know how you typecast shows in general?
Yeah.
Like I did not think it would be this type of show.
Not at all. I compare my emotional roller coaster the same as when I watched Barbarian.
Yes.
That's what this whole season was.
Yeah.
It's like it's good either way, no matter the beginning and the end.
I suggest you watch it.
For sure. It's just one of those what the fuck shows. Like everything that happens, you're like, is this? It makes you think several times, are they dreaming? Is this real?
Is this all just like a made up story?
It's
like,
so crazy.
Okay, so not to give away too many details,
Yeah.
but it's set in 2 time periods. They jump back to the past, and like these teenage girls' story. They get in a plane crash. They are stuck not on an island, but they're stuck in the middle of nowhere. They survive out there for 19 months, and it is now 2021, and they're recounting their story back in the 90s when this all happened. I will say the actresses are all really, all of the actresses are casted well in both timelines because they look a lot like each other, and you could really see the resemblance and like how they talk, their mannerisms. I feel like you have to be successful at that to have a show like this and to be able to jump timelines like that and for it to like hit emotionally too.
I feel like you're really looking at the same person,
right?
Both scenes, when it's like if you were there on set, you just see like these 2 people, like
2 different people.
But yeah, it's so important that they get that right, because I feel like I've watched movies where I'm like,
that's
I almost
supposed
have
to be them,
right? And I'm like, wait, is that supposed to be a new character? Like, you should never have to question.
Right.
There was one character where I'm kind of about, but towards the end of the season, I just think the actors together embodied the same personality, and that's like ultimately all you like need to do when you're playing the same person.
Right.
It was so good. It reminds me of I know you haven't watched this, but I've told you a little bit about it. Orphan Black.
Oh, right.
It's this same actress is playing like, I think it's like 7 different characters, but I don't want to give away too much. Oh, Orphan Black is one of my favorite fucking shows. I don't even know. I think you have to get on Amazon, right? When we were trying to watch it, you have to like buy each episode.
Yeah, because I think I've tried to watch it before, but it's hard like to too find. Much of a hassle. That's so one thing I'll never do is pay per episode for a show.
Hell no.
No way. Why do like streaming services think people will do that?
Unless someone I know is in it and I'm like supporting them.
Sure.
But I don't know any actors, so I don't know why I threw that out there. Like, it's just not gonna happen.
I will never pay $1.99 per episode.
No.
Not even for like a 10 episode season, which is only $20.
Right.
Nope. No way. Put it on a streaming service.
Unless it was something I'm really into and then they now start charging. You got me.
I'm gonna watch it.
That too. But like, I won't. Not on my laptop. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, I always say like, yeah, I'll do that. Or like Leanna even suggested that we watched Love Island on like this kind of VPN. Is that what it's called?
A VPN.
VPN, like some whatever. And I was like, great, but I'm not doing it on my computer.
Yeah, she's like, I have to watch through hella ads and stuff, but she gets to watch with the UK people, so she's special. Like fully up to date.
Oh, that's lucky for sure. I think I just still have that early 2000s mindset of like, I'm gonna get a virus. Yeah. No, like I can't download
on
anything
a Mac too.
Right. But I'm just like, it's just like that mentality, like LimeWire mentality.
Yes. LimeWire.
Yeah, but it was so risky and I would get in so much trouble, and like Phil would be like, why is the computer moving slow?
I used to think like people would come knocking on my door because I just downloaded a song.
Me too. I did too. I fully was like, I'm really going down the wrong path. Yeah. Like I remember thinking like, I'm a bad person.
Yes.
Yeah. But I wasn't going to buy it.
I'm a criminal.
I'm a criminal and I'm never going to go to college. Look at me now.
Should we talk a little bit about our college experience?
Yeah, sure. Sum it up in 3 words. Unconventional, stressful.
Oh, God.
Red Bull.
Were you a Red Bull drinker during Venom?
Every day.
Are you serious?
Every day sugar-free Red Bull.
Whoa.
I know. It's probably why I have gut issues now.
I was just like fueling up on cocaine and whiskey.
Damn near.
I wish I had a good girl to kiss me. Sorry, I had to. Filling up on Starbucks. And
what was your Starbucks drink though?
Oh, you remember?
I know, but I want you to say it. Because like, were you Kevin?
No, I was just sugar high.
You were like a little kid, just like, coloring. Like,
it was a Trenta black iced tea with 7 pumps of classic.
Jeez Louise. By default, I think
that's like dose and a half.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's usually
like 4 or 5.
Maybe Trenti's 4.
I'm not sure.
So almost double. It got me through the day. It was, oh my God, it was my favorite thing to. You know what? I think I want to get one tomorrow morning. It's probably
it's refreshing.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's how I feel like when we run like a McDonald's sweet tea. We do it like once every 2 years, and we're like, let's go get it, and it's just, but it doesn't hit the same. I just rolled my R's.
It doesn't hit the same.
But it doesn't hit the same. Not in the styrofoam, because they don't do styrofoam anymore.
Right. That's how I feel about Jamba Juice.
I was literally gonna say that right after.
Yeah.
Me too. And Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A used to have styrofoam cups too.
See, I wasn't a big Chick-fil-A person back then. I didn't have Chick-fil-A until like we lived in LA.
I had only had it right before I moved to LA. Because Leanna was all about it. I think like Bree got her on it because Bree was living in Oregon.
Yeah.
And she was like telling her, oh my God, you have to try it. And then I had a spicy chicken deluxe. That's the one and only time I've ever had it. So mid.
Oh, that's my order.
I'm a nugget girl.
Yeah.
Nugget
but you like
fry.
Grilled nuggets.
No, I don't. I just, they make me feel better.
That's your order. Sorry.
It is my order, but like, I don't want it. It's just, it doesn't hurt my stomach as bad as because the breading and shit, but
ooh,
trust me.
McDonald's chicken nuggets, how they're like separated from the skin.
No, like you can like look through it like it's like another world in there.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, the parachute game when you were growing up. It's like the breading does that on top of the chicken.
Oh my God, I can't wait to try it in London.
I was going to say, I was watching somebody go to McDonald's in Paris and the chicken nuggets are like, they bit it and they were like, this is like chicken.
Actual chicken.
So I'm excited to feel the difference because
yum.
They're so like spongy here.
Yeah. I could fuck up a McChicken though.
No. Bad.
You know what we sit here and do is we dream about fast food.
Mm-hmm.
Like McDonald's, Taco Bell. And we're always like, ooh, you want to get it? You want to get it? And we never do it.
We're like, no. I don't know.
Can't do it.
The other day, I think it was last weekend, we were so close to getting Taco Bell for about a 48-hour period.
Yeah.
I thought we were about to do it.
Were we out somewhere and we were like, let's get on the way home?
Yes.
Yeah,
that was one.
Yeah.
But it was, remember then we looked on Postmates and we're like, ugh, I don't want a Postmate. Yeah. Like it was like so many.
We just like find the easiest reason not to.
Of course. But I was craving it so fucking bad. What's your Taco Bell order?
It depends on how hungry I am.
You're so hungry
or how
and
drunk.
You're drunk.
Okay.
You're hungry, you're drunk, and it's 2:45 in North Hollywood. Yeah.
Okay. A Crunchwrap Supreme, no tomatoes. A chalupa, cheesy fiesta potatoes, maybe 2 if I'm feeling crazy. Or if I'm like, okay, my favorite thing to do is if I'm with someone who I haven't ever ordered Taco Bell with and because cheesy fiesta potatoes like aren't.
A lot of people don't know it.
A lot of people don't know what cheesy fiesta potatoes are. And they used to come with green onions and I'm really sad that
chives.
They don't. Chives, yeah. But if I'm with someone who's never had them, I like get them on them. And a few people have like reached out and said that they still order them.
Yeah, it's really appreciated.
No, for real. So I'll get like 1 or 2 cheesy fiesta potatoes, and then I like the cheesy or BCRs are good too.
Oh,
bean and cheese burritos.
Oh yeah. And
then the cheesy Rollups are good.
The cheesy Rollups are okay. I know they are so raved about, and I had one, and I was like, really? They're underwhelming. They're not gross. So they're underwhelming.
Dip them in hot sauce, and then
it's all the same taste.
Everything from Taco Bell is underwhelming and all the same taste.
No,
it's just like
it
does the job.
It's actually
does
very
the job.
overwhelming. I do a black bean and cheese burrito with extra onion, and the onions are actually dehydrated, and then they put them in water all day.
Yeah.
Which I learned, and I still get extra onions. And then I do just like a side of nachos, just like the chips and then the cheese that's in the little cup. And cinnamon twists.
Yeah. You know what? I devoured like 3 bags of cinnamon twists the first time I got high. So I don't like ordering them now just because they remind me of being high, and I don't like being high.
You ruined it for yourself.
Yeah.
I get that. I do that with a lot of food where like I get so obsessed with it and then I eat too much of it, and then now I'm like, this now altered the taste.
Yeah. It's like when you chase with like a good drink that you normally drink.
Oh my God. That's how I feel about
lime. And you ruin the drink.
Lime bubblies.
Yep.
Cannot drink them because they're always, all of quarantine, that's what we used as mixers. We drank a lot during quarantine.
We drank a lot. And we did a lot of shrooms.
Yeah, we did.
What else were we supposed to do?
I mean, I think we were all going through a little something.
A little something.
We were just bored and stressed and scared.
We would just find any reason to like get hammered in the house, blast music, do like random photo shoots, and
we were doing so many photo shoots.
For why? And just run around
barefoot.
Yeah.
Really,
and in our courtyard. Yeah. Run to the liquor store.
Quarantine was a very
kiddie time for us.
It had a very similar feeling to like summer as a kid.
Parents aren't home,
running and getting literally a popsicle at 7-Eleven barefoot in a bathing suit.
Yeah.
With
we did
like a $20 bill that we like pulled out of our drawer. Like it was so nostalgic in some fucked up way because everything else going on. But it was also like the hardest time and like the scariest time. And
right.
I don't know. It was so weird.
It was I feel like we just like entered a weird time lapse and then came out of it. Enough of pandemic talk.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry to bring that up. Jeez.
Yeah. I feel like we finally 2023 we've gotten out of the like task of talking about like during COVID and like, you know.
Yeah, I feel like for a minute it was like
socially, I mean.
I was just going to say like if you like met somebody at a bar, like you were catching up with a homie you hadn't seen in a few years, like you were like,
what was your 2020 like?
Yep. Oh God, it was crazy. Like it was the same conversation. I feel like now people just are like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing it up.
It was 3 years ago.
It's not even the relevancy.
Oh my God, this weekend.
Oh yeah, March 16th.
Yep.
It closed March 16th.
That's
fucking crazy. But yeah, like 3 years in my head really isn't that long. I don't feel like it was that long ago. It's more so the exhaustion around speaking about it.
Sure.
And like, but I mean, it's still here. Ending on that note. Sorry. Debbie Downer over here.
Last night I was on my way to my friend's surprise birthday party, and I was on the train, and on the subway there's usually just like a cop on duty who's just like kind of standing around keeping an eye on things. And the train that I got on, there were 3 cops, and they were standing there, and I went to go sit down after a couple stops. When someone had got up from a seat, I went to go sit down, and I sat next to this girl, and I noticed she was looking up at the cop. And I look kind of like peek over. First of all, I'm a nosy bitch. If someone's like having a conversation, I am definitely eavesdropping.
With a cop.
Right. I'm eavesdropping. And like across me, like he was on my right. The cops were on my right hand side, and she was on my left. So she's like speaking over me, and she's like, or the cops looked at her and or one of them was like, Brooklyn? And she was like, no, like Upper East Side. And he was like, which stop are you getting off on? And she was like, Bleecker. And he like looked at the 2 other cops and was like, so should we get off on Bleecker? We should get off on Bleecker, huh? And I'm like sitting here thinking, like, do they know each other? Are they like fully flirting?
It doesn't seem like a know each other combo.
Because he asked like, where are you
going?
Yeah. And like, where do you live? Was how I took that first question.
Yeah.
And a couple stops before she was supposed to get up, before Bleecker, she got up and was like walked over to the cop and like was having a full conversation. I didn't catch like the first bit of it, but they were she was talking about like some restaurant she goes to a lot, like fully flirting with this cop, and like he initiated it.
He's in uniform too.
Yeah.
Think about that.
And then I like started, because that would never happen in the Bay. I don't think, like, not so openly. And it made me think, like, is that a thing out here? Like, is that is it not like frowned upon for cops to, because there's so many of them, maybe?
Right. Was
he
just
young? Like, he was probably in his 30s, and so was she. Yeah. It was just so, I was like kind of baffled.
Yeah, no, that's a little shocking. Especially in uniform. That's kind of what's getting me, is like,
yeah,
it'd be different if he was even like coming home from the station, like,
right. And the 2 cop homies who were just like standing there like, oh, our guy does this probably a lot.
Right. Like they weren't like, dude, no way. Like they were probably like, here we go. There goes Jeff.
Right.
You should have got his badge number and turned him in.
And his last name.
Yeah.
Should have been like, why aren't you flirting with me?
Hey boys, I'm gonna get off on Bleecker with you.
Could you imagine I follow him off? Actually, I was so invested in this whole happening that I missed my stop.
Oh my god, damn. They were probably like,
yeah,
did you guys see that girl that was like hella eavesdropping on us? You were probably like looking back and forth, like.
No, I was looking down at my phone, but I made sure like my ears were perked up.
You just untuck your hair from like your beanie.
I had to know.
Yeah, no, I would have.
I had to know what.
At any opportunity.
Any opportunity. I need to know everything going on around me. I want to know all the drama.
I want to try and figure out everybody's life around me.
Yeah. Why are you here? Who are you with? What is your guys' relationship like?
No. What about the guy with the headset that was on the subway? Remember?
Yes.
Okay, so there's this guy with a headset, like a full like
a 2004 like Bluetooth earpiece headset.
But then it was like 2004, which usually you just tuck in your ear, but he had an extension that went over his head.
Like he almost left the thing on that you have on at your desk when you're taking calls.
Right. It kind of looks like that. And he was just like 20 feet from us. And we got off the train and we're like, I noticed like 5 minutes later, like we've been like walking for a minute, and he's all of a sudden like right in front of us. His back's to us though. Like he's walking in front of us. We're going the same direction. And I saw the logo on his backpack and I was like, let's look up where he works.
And it was like, so we're not going to say like the company, but it was some like crazy like medical technical thing.
No, like, remember it was detective.
Yeah, forensics.
That was the word.
It was some forensics, but it was like medical forensics.
It was forensics forensics technology, and it wasn't medical. It was the front page said stuff about like getting through people's firewalls,
right,
and like hacking,
right.
Like, oh my god, this guy's literally like working
he's
for the FBI.
crazy shit.
And then I start thinking about his life, like,
but then I started to think like he didn't really look like he had it in him. So I was like, he probably just like stole his older brother's backpack.
Yeah, that was plan B of what we were thinking. So either it was he's like this really cool agent, or he just like loves his older brother and it was a hand me down.
I love the voice that you
I don't think I like older brother. Like no, it's an older brother. That's how he says it.
Yeah. Oh, it's my favorite thing to do. Giving people like full personalities and like names and stuff.
Yeah. Full dynamics. Alex and I do it all the time. Like when we're at restaurants or bars, like we're like,
what are they
is that
about?
A first date? All right. And
I
we'll
love
listen.
listening into first dates.
We stay sitting next to first dates too. It happens to us quite a bit. We're always like, I think you see their body language. Like, yeah.
Remember that one at that Mexican restaurant? And he was like, where have you been? I've been missing you.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't a first date, but it was probably like a third. I got like third or fourth date vibes. And she was like, I've just been busy.
And then he was ordering the margarita flights and he orders his 3 flavors. And then he looks at her and she's just like arms crossed, like looking at him. And he's ordering the 3 flavors for her, but he looks at her, strawberry. And she just like nods her head, and then he looks at the waitress. We'll do 1 strawberry. Looks down at her. Mango. She nods her head, and he's like, we'll do 1 mango. Like it was like a triangle.
Right.
Order for yourself.
Order for yourself.
Maybe they were fighting.
Yeah,
maybe
but on
like
a fourth date. Like it wasn't. Right. No, in my scenario, it is.
That's so not them.
There's just no shot if they were in a full blown relationship.
No.
Not the conversation that I heard before.
No. But maybe like they were just dating and it was like they were like already having issues.
Ugh, run, girl.
Run. Exactly. Get out. But I don't know. Maybe like there's something really special about him. And
yeah, he knows how to order a good margarita.
Right. And like
he knows when Mamacita needs a margarita.
She's just having a bad day and he knows her well enough. Help her push through.
Right. That's what we do.
I can literally start crying. This episode is sponsored by ZocDoc, and I just want to say that this is your sign that if you're worried about something going on with your body medically, to stop researching, stop looking it up by yourself, stop trying to be your own doctor, stop
Get off WebMD.
Texting your friends about it, sending pictures of the rash you have on your back. Get it checked out by a professional. And ZocDoc is an incredible resource to help you find ZocDoc is an incredible resource to help you find a professional that you feel you can trust.
There's thousands of medical professionals on ZocDoc that are there to listen like they're a friend, but they'll give you actual medical advice that you need.
I love ZocDoc. It's so nice to be able to see pictures of the doctors. I didn't know that was something I needed until I started using ZocDoc. It's kind of like
a
dating.
Yeah, it's like a level of comfort. You want to know who you're walking into this very vulnerable space with.
Yep. In addition to having a profile with their picture and a little bit more about their practice, there's also reviews from other real people, so you can see stories and see if you have a similar situation and if that person is a good fit for your medical needs.
ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun.
No more scouring the internet or playing roulette, just trying to find somebody that fits in with your schedule. And you can also book directly through the app, which is amazing. So you don't have to call. I love anything I could just do on my phone.
Right. And you have this little like task checklists on the app where it'll tell you when you're due for your next checkup, when you're due for your next dentist appointment. It just keeps track of like the timeline of everything. So you really don't have to think about anything.
So if you guys want to check them out, go to ZocDoc.com/Oddvice and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours.
That's ZocDoc.com/Oddvice. ZocDoc.com/Oddvice.
Thanks, ZocDoc.
Okay, what are you wearing and song of the day?
I'm wearing a tan sweatsuit from Teddy Fresh. I just got it in the mail. This is like the biggest honor I've ever had of being on a PR list. I get so excited every time I see a box. So thank you, Teddy Fresh, for sending me this. They sent their whole, or not their whole, but like a few pieces from their newest collection. It's the coolest shit. please go check it out. But what is this? Tan sweatsuit, little Teddy Fresh tag, and then my socks are also Teddy Fresh. They came in blue, green, and pink, like these pastel colors. Feel them too. They're like vintage almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're thick.
And then have a little bear on the side. And then my beanie is from Liquid Death. I've had this for years. I've had this since the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Remember I wore it like every day?
Yeah.
I'd like wear it in summer and shit.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird time.
Well, I feel like LA, there was never really like winter fashion. So you just kind of have to like mix it all in with each other.
You have to like force it and then sweat.
Right.
Well, not recently. It's cold and raining and snowing in California.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
It's unheard of.
And then we're not getting it here. It's fucking weird. Everything's weird right now. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing this new hoodie that I got. Oh, never mind. I don't have a torso.
Oh, sorry. You looked at the camera. I thought it stopped recording when you said that. What is this floating head?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This camo hoodie. I saw it on, I think, like an ad on TikTok or something. Dairy Boy, and it looks white because of our pink light, but it's like a light pink little screen print of Dairy Boy. It says Dairy Boy on the back. It's really cute. And it's just like a big. I don't have camo anything, and I was like, I feel like I like camo, so I'm gonna get it.
It's a good camo too. It's like a hunting camo.
Yes, it's not like Princess Polly camo,
right? Or like it's not like army camo.
Right.
You know, the spot like G.I. Joe. It's not like that.
Yes.
It's like duck hunting.
Yeah.
It's the brand is Paige Lorenz. Starts with an L.
Lorenzo. I don't know.
I like almost wanted to say Lorenzo.
Should I look it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Paige Lorenz's brand, which I did not know. I just liked the hoodie. And a Dairy Boy is a good name.
It's an incredible brand name.
Yeah.
The branding is like really, really good too. Did the packaging, was it good the way it was sent?
It was just like in a it was wrapped in a pink like tissue paper wrap.
That's nice. I was totally
like,
like, like other merch where you're just like a piece of cellophane,
right?
Like, shrink wrapped.
Not wearing any pants, and then I'm just wearing like OG
no show
socks. Socks. Yeah.
But you're not even wearing shoes.
I know, but sometimes I just don't like things touching my ankles.
This is crazy.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm just it's just I just don't want to wear socks today.
But like
I have to cover my corns.
Okay, you're right. That's a good in between.
Yeah.
It's a good in between.
I don't want things caressing my ankles right now. My song of the day is Evangeline by Steven Sanchez. And we sat here last night, 2 nights ago, and I showed Kristen this TikTok that I had come across where he's singing a live version of an Elvis song. And
so good.
It's just so incredible. His voice is otherworldly. I like what I would do to be in that crowd, and we're like sitting here listening to it over and over, and we're like, he's got to be on tour. And the night that we found the TikTok was actually his first night of tour, and he's going to be in New York in December. So we bought tickets
for something 9 months away. We can literally have a child from now until the concert, but it's just, we're watching it and I was like, Alex, we need to see him live before he blows the fuck up.
We gotta go.
He's going to be like winning Grammys and shit. I love it because I feel like there's been several other artists, no hate or anything, but several other artists that have kind of tried to embody the Elvis era and like that nostalgia, that romance, and it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but something about Steven's voice, first name basis, is like, it's not that he's trying, he's just is. Yep. And there's something like
it's so natural to him.
About him. Like, I don't know.
And there's a lot of artists, I think, who've blown up on TikTok who unfortunately are just like so quick to hit the spotlight and then go away. Yep. And it's a little bit like of this generation's version of a one hit wonder. And I don't see that in him. I don't think I don't think he's gonna be a TikTok star.
And I know he has other songs. I don't think he blew up on TikTok because I feel like I've heard his music. Until I Found You is in Ginny and Georgia so much because Georgia is like the first line. Like his shit is out there. Like I feel like he already broke that TikTok ceiling.
Yeah, but I think he did start there.
Oh, he did?
I think so. That's how I found him. Is that song fully started on TikTok.
I didn't know that. I guess it really just depends how you find things, because I totally thought I was like, oh, like Netflix bought it. Like it's like you know how we discover songs on Love Island?
Yeah.
Like I thought it was like something like that. But I guess it just all depends how you discover it.
Right.
My song of the day is a Welcome to Your Life by Group Love. I've been back in my like Group Love kick. Like I pick an artist every week and then I just like re-obsess over them and then forget about them until the next. And I'm in a Group Love kick right now. So Welcome to Your Life by Group Love.
I can't believe Avril is dating Tyga.
I know. Are you seeing the videos of Modsen still performing their song?
Yeah.
Because he's on tour right now and like the pain in his voice.
Oh my God. That's got to be devastating.
Ruthless.
How are you with someone? Hasn't it been like literal weeks?
I think it was 6 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was like they had called it off and then I remember seeing like a headline, like 6 days later, she's seen with Tyga at that. It was like a fashion show. It was like the first thing.
Okay. So it's not confirmed that they're like dating.
Oh no, they were like making out.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't, but who knows, the dating,
right.
publicity. That's the thing. Like,
who fucking knows anything anymore?
News is just becoming shock factor.
Right. And the other day you got a notification that Fox News.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
The push notification for Cole Sprouse.
Oh, yeah. It was something like Disney star reveals that they lost their virginity at 14. Like
Fox? A
a
news station is reporting this.
Right. Like not that their news is necessarily credible anyway, but like.
Right. But like you've
tell me about the weather.
Right.
Tell me about the traffic. Tell me about anything but Cole Sprouse.
Right.
Like, that's crazy. Yeah. No, news is just like shock factor. And I don't know. I also sound like a broken record because I also feel like this is what my parents always said about news when I was a kid. Like it hasn't gotten any better.
Right.
It's just news is.
Did your parents watch the news like before school?
My mom would put Cron 4 on for traffic. When she was like going into Oakland.
Cron 4.
Yeah. But that was it. Remember Cron 4?
Yeah. My parents watched the news in the mornings.
Was it like wow, do you see that? Like, were they like in it?
No, I think it just like was on in the background, but it was just like a thing in our house.
I was actually, weren't we saying recently, we wish we had something like the news, not the news though, but like a morning show.
Yeah.
It was like a morning where we were sitting here, both just like a slow morning, enjoying our coffee or matcha, whatever. And we ended up putting on like some other talk show because it was a Drew Barrymore show. Because we were like, we wanted to like try and feel
like
that.
Show vibes.
Right. We
talk
wanted
show vibes.
Just like lighthearted, fun things happening in the world right now. Like someone of our generation needs to come out with like a version of the news that's not the news. And
it's not like pop culture drama. I don't want pop culture drama.
That.
I don't know. I don't even know what I want or need, but it's not anything that we have now.
I'll take a little bit of everything. I'll take maybe like one interview with someone.
Yeah.
And like I want that someone to be like a small business spotlight of the week. Like someone I don't know.
Right. And I want like good stories about shit that's been going on in the world. Small stories like neighborhood shit.
Yes.
But that didn't blow up on TikTok.
Yes.
I don't
already know about.
Right.
Yeah. I like
this TikTok got 4 million hits.
Nope.
No, like I want to hear a story that
new.
no one's told before.
I would even be down for a little like QVC style segment of like, but not products that are viral on TikTok.
Right.
Like I want like real
and not like celebrity backed products. Like,
no. Like an organic hand salve.
Right.
Tell me about it and like walk me through it. And then I want to call in and buy it.
Yes.
I don't want to place it online. I want to give you a money order. I want to write a check and send it in give it to a carrier pigeon to run it to Paramount Studios. But you know what I mean? Like I want that. It's nostalgia.
Yeah.
I want that nostalgia. I want that like.
You know what? It's simpler.
It is.
It's just simple.
Hey, you know what?
This stresses me out.
This is a great alley-oop into our topic today though, simplicity.
Yeah.
And like boiling it down and just bring it back to the start. We sound like grandparents. This is like how my grandparents would talk and my parents. So like,
yeah, it's moments like these where I definitely feel like I'm growing out of the youth.
Yeah. Where I'm like worried about the future and like
worried about how I'm affected by the future.
Yes, and I'm worried about the youth, and I'm not putting myself.
And I'm not the youth anymore.
Yes, like I worry for my niece and nephew all the time.
Yep.
But I don't worry about myself.
No, because we've like gone through that part.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're left in charge to fix it for the next generation.
But then we're also leaning into it. And it's like, are we just we'll fix one thing, but we're also so accustomed to so many other things. Are we creating new problems that we're not even aware of yet?
For sure.
Like, think about the effects of vapes, and we don't know what it is yet.
We don't.
We haven't seen it roll out.
We don't even know the effects of having sleeping
with our phones next to us.
Yeah, like we know short-term effects, but we don't know what 75 years of doing that is
to human people.
We don't know what
human people.
We don't have a full lifespan of data yet.
No.
About not just the phone thing, about so much shit.
We're fucked.
Stresses me the fuck out. It makes me really hopeless at times.
Yes.
But then it also makes me like, I need to reel it back. Otherwise I'm going to fall down a really deep, dark hole. And then I need to reel it back. And then I'm in the phase of like, I don't give a fuck about anything. Everything's going to shit anyway. I don't give a fuck about what I do. I don't give a fuck about my contribution. And like, I hate that. So I need like, what's the middle ground?
It takes a lot for me to get into the, I don't give a fuck. I think I stay in the scared, the doom. I mean, I stay in like the doom.
Mine's
majority of my time.
Ping pong game. That's quite literally the thought process in my head is doomsday. I can't give a fuck or else I'm gonna spiral, and it's just back and forth, constant.
I mean, it's one of the driving factors of me not wanting kids. It's like, what's the point?
See, I think that too. And then I'm like, I need to reproduce to help to like, I don't know. I like want this
like
to
make good people.
Yeah. Like to come out right. Like I want to reproduce to put people in the world who are going to care about it. And like, by doing that, I'm adding to the problem.
But that's also like, not even trying to be funny. That's also what Ted Bundy's parents wanted. What if you have a terrible fucking child? That's like,
right. I mean,
but like, I'm not like that's extreme. Yeah. But like, there's so many fucked up people, and I'm sure their parents wanted them to be great too. That's my fears. What if I have a fucked up kid that like does really bad things to people? And now I'm the problem. I've contributed.
You're responsible.
I've now, and it's nobody's fault.
Yeah.
It's because like, who would have known? But it's that gamble where I'm like, shit, maybe I just won't reproduce because there's a lot of other people who will take care of that one. That's where I'm at. I didn't know we were going to go here today. On that kids note, I sent my sister a TikTok I came across last night, and it's Seth Rogen in an interview, and someone asked something about kids. I forget what it was. And I just realized I'm talking about Seth Rogen, and I was like staring at my ashtray, which is houseplant. It's just like,
you're channeling him,
and he has no idea.
No idea.
Think about it. And
he probably watches.
But yeah, so the interview is someone asking about his feeling on not having kids, because he's 40, like young 40s, and he has no kids. And he goes into a whole thing, and he's not bashing it at all. He's just like, my wife and I both knew we didn't want to. And, it was something, it was like at times, like they kind of like went back on it, but he's like, we've never regretted not having kids. And a lot of our friends have kids, and, yes, they're happy, but the things that they can't do and the things that they do complain about have never ever even been a realm of our lives,
right? And
we really enjoy that. And he said, I do all the things I need to do, and I have time to do the things I want to do. I love how respectful he was about it. He wasn't trying to sell or put down anything. He was just like,
telling his point of view,
right? And it works for him. And it was kind of one of the first times, at least on the internet, where I've seen someone like Seth Rogen, such a big name, whatever, seen that perspective so strongly. I also really appreciated that it was a male perspective. I feel like women are constantly asked, like, are you gonna have kids? It's like,
why aren't you having kids?
I like that someone asked a man once. And then the comments were literally like, I did not see one comment that wasn't a parent perspective, saying like, hi, I'm a mom of 2, or I'm a dad of whatever. Don't do it.
Whoa.
And it wasn't like, fuck my kid. Like, they were like, I love my kids. I did it, but if I could do it over, I wouldn't. There were a few that were like, I'm a therapist, and like one person spit out a fact that literally said like over 50% of parents say that if they could do it again, they wouldn't. And so many people were just like, yeah, like don't do it. I don't know. Like maybe I'm obviously on that side of TikTok too. Right. So it's going to be pushed more. But I sent it to my sister, and mind you, my sister is a mother of 2, and I talk about this with her all the time because like I love like the style of parenting she does, and like if I do have kids, I do see myself going kind of like that way. Like she's very like, she doesn't baby the fuck out of them, and I really appreciate that.
Like a realistic parent,
right? And she like talks to them like humans, not like, oh, you want me to cut up your chicken nuggets? Like it's never been that way. So yeah, I always send her this type of shit, and she always kind of gives me her input because she knows where I stand on the kid thing. And she screenshotted one comment that said, let me pull it up because I feel like this kind of like ended the debate, if you will. It was a very like good neutral comment. This person said, if you have kids, you will love them. If you don't have kids, you will love not having them. It's a good life either way.
Exactly. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. And yeah, I would never have been one to put it down. Like I hope I don't ever come off that way because I know how much you like want children.
Yeah. And like, honestly, all of like no one else's opinion could stop me from wanting to have kids. And like, I'm sure there's so many people out there like that are the same way. And I don't know. It's like you said, it's just a different perspective.
I love that though, because I don't like the fact that you have that strong of opinion. I think people are out here having kids before they even have an opinion. Right. And that's where I'm like, what are we doing?
That's the issue, is there's just so many people out here who are like having kids who don't even know if they want them. Yeah. Having kids who aren't equipped to have them.
Yeah.
And that's a whole bigger, like whole other conversation. A lot of people are forced to have these kids, and there's just so much more to it, and it's so much more of like a nuanced topic than we are even equipped to talk about.
100%.
But yeah, you're right. It's a huge problem.
I do understand it's a bigger topic, and I want to remain sensitive to that, but I am speaking from the choice point of view, which I am grateful to be speaking from straight up.
Absolutely.
You know? Like I feel 100%. Like I want to lay that out there heavy. But yeah, you guys know, I've talked about it several times. It's more of an anxiety for me where I'm like, I'm scared that I'm going to fuck up my kids, and like with like the things I have and haven't worked through. And, you know, it is just like one of those fears to me. But Monica also says how healing it is to have children too. And like today she took them to the beach and then Tommy's Joint in the city. And my parents had us doing that all the time. That was like our shit.
Those meatballs?
Yes, the brown bowls.
God, yes.
Oh my, and the mashed potatoes.
So
my God.
good.
Tommy's Joint in San Francisco. If you haven't been, please go. It's like my childhood. I could smell it. But yeah, she took them, and in my head I was like, wow, what a healing experience to like kind of redo that. Because sure, there were probably times where we did that where Monica and I were pouting in the back seat because we just got our ass kicks. Like it wasn't always fun, but she made it fun today and gave her kids a brand new experience. And she got to relive it too. Right. With like this new happiness. Right. And like positive. So there's times where I'm like, maybe I won't have kids.
My brother has always said that he doesn't want to have kids. And he actually got out of a 10-year relationship with a woman who like we all thought, and he thought at one point they were going to marry and have kids. Right. And she wanted to have children and he did not. And up until recently, we were sitting at dinner when he came to visit New York, and he was like, oh, I've found a reason why it might be a good idea for me to have kids. And I literally like perked up. I
feel like everybody in the restaurant went silent?
No, like it was like for real.
Like Vincent forks drop.
Wants to have a child. Like it was so crazy to hear this. And he had said, what did he say? He said, I would be the first man in our family who made the conscious, in like 100 years of existence, who made the conscious decision to not continue our lineage. Crazy thought. And then he was like, and also I got this bonsai tree. And I've been taking care of it, and I'm nurturing it, and it's been growing and it's like a part of my life now. And this is something that I could like pass on to my kid and they could do the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I wish he could sit here and like tell you guys his perspective, because it's so interesting to hear from his point of view. But I don't know. It's interesting to think what might be someone's decision, or what might be a light bulb that goes off in their head to kind of like, this is why I want to do this. And it could be about anything, not just having kids, but like
that perspective change.
The perspective change, and like such a big decision in life in general that really does, I mean, obviously change your life. It changes so much about who you are as a human.
It creates a life.
I mean, there's just it's such a pivotal moment in the human existence. And for other things like this, when you have such like a strong stance on it, it made me kind of think like, what would be my thing to not have a kid?
And you won't even know until it happens.
Right.
Because I'm sure if we told him 2 years ago, like, what about a bonsai tree? He'd be like,
what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't care. It's a bonsai tree. Like, I'll take care of it during my life. And then I'll plant it and the earth will take care of it. Like, I could see that being his full reason. But like, he really thought, no, like I could pass it. Like it's like, I think it probably trickled off the lineage topic. Like it's a physical, tangible part of your lineage.
Right. Which is so
That's
interesting,
what we all
because
are, I guess.
I had that thought when my grandma passed away, because my grandma passed away and then my Opa passed away. And through both of those deaths, not that like this changed anything, but we didn't really like get any keepsakes from both of their deaths. And there wasn't really anything like family wise that they passed down.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me kind of think, I don't have anything, not that like I even fucking have kids yet, obviously, but like I don't have anything in my life that is worth passing down.
Your elephant box.
Yeah, but it's like broken and dusty and like.
But that doesn't need to be in good condition.
Yeah, it means a lot, but it's not like.
But you're also 27.
Right. And like I'll have that is one thing that I will have for the rest of my life.
Yes. And a lot of the things that I feel like the ring that I have from my mom, like she got that in her later 30s. Like,
you're right.
You're not gonna just have all your heirlooms.
Well, no, I know, but it like changed that perspective for me. Like I thought I didn't have anything to pass down to like my later generations, and it kind of like I started to think about things that I wanted to start collecting, or even like if I were to get something, a new piece of furniture or something, like I want it to be important.
Yeah.
It just gave me this new like layer of perspective about honestly like purchasing shit and consumerism, and then I started to spiral, and like I
do that one a lot too.
Yeah.
Every time I shop, I'm like, what am I doing? I have I still have that same tab up right now where I was telling you I'm looking at stuff for London. I just every time I like go to check out, and I'm like, I don't need it though. Like I could just wear all the stuff I have in my closet.
Right. Oh my God. And like I feel so silly because I'm sitting here in this new sweatshirt, and you guys I'm literally out of space to hang hoodies.
Oh, right.
Like I just don't need anything new. And I'm just like, oh, I don't have a camo hoodie, so I think I need a camo hoodie.
I get it.
Where does that why? Where does that come from in our brains? Like what part of the chemicals in our brains makes us do that?
It's almost like it's some part of the like fulfillment nature.
Yeah. And I see that big time.
I mean, even like, I know this might sound like a stretch, but I'm sticking with it. It's kind of like a little hunting and gathering vibe. Oh. Like you're
like a little hoard-esque.
You're scrounging your belongings to like keep you safe, and like it gives you this exterior value. Yeah. And like when people come into your home, they see your trinkets, like, or we can bring it way more modern, and it's fully status. Like subconsciously, especially in a city like fucking New York. Right. We're not gonna, like, when we go out, even to, I was gonna say the bodega, but no, we'd be looking like shit going to the bodega. But like, if we're even gonna go to like a chill cafe to go work, like we still look cuter than we would in North Hollywood, because we have this like underlying status thing here in New York.
I
like,
hate it.
It's I don't know. So natural though.
I don't know if you do this too, but I give everything, every single piece of my belongings has such a an emotional tie to it.
Oh yeah.
I give everything, and it could be reason. Like everything has a reason to stay.
I've been that way forever. You remember how dirty my room used to get growing up? Mm-hmm. Like it was really bad. You couldn't see the floor of my room, and I would never make my bed. Like I had it was like I can confidently say like it was hoarder style. Like my room was so bad because I was so like, I was just clinging on to anything that gave me fucking serotonin. Like I was like, how could I get rid of that? That did this for me. It was giving all these objects so much power, and I've gotten through that obviously a lot as I've gotten older. Like my room will maybe get like that once a year. Yeah. And it's for like 2 days, and then I walk out and I'm like, Alex, and you're like, I know. And I'm like, help me. And you're like, I got you. Like it still comes sometimes, and that's, whatever. But now I go through these phases where just out of nowhere, it often is at like 2 a.m. I'm like, I need to declutter. And I go into a mode where I'm that veil of like reason is gone, and really? I just throw away shit. I'm never able to, oh my God, pull back that veil. It's like it was never there. It becomes it's almost, I don't want to call it rage, but like that equivalent of energy that you have in a rage is what I have with a declutter mentality. And I'm able to just like get rid of shit. And then I have to take it to Goodwill then, like right then. Literally then. Or it stays. I have a bag of Goodwill that I pulled out and did through like a rage probably 2 months ago. It's still in my corner. I haven't brought it. And the other day I've pulled 2 things out of it so far to rewear again because I miss it. So like, you know what I mean? Like I have to like, if I really want to declutter, I have to make it in that pocket. But if I don't, it's back into the emotional into pit. The rotation. Yep. And now I'm not like, whoa. I'm probably not going to get rid of that bag. The whole bag, you think? Yeah. Whoa. It's so weird. And then do you notice if like, say that bag did make it to Goodwill, do you notice like, fuck, I wish I kept that tank top? Every time. See, that's what I'm terrified of. And then I rebuy. Right. And then it happens to all fill over in again. The space. Yes. It's, I hate it. I hate it about myself. So please don't put me down. I know it's bad. I don't know. It's crazy. The power of a mindset, like the way I could just kind of get into that declutter mode. And I was kind of talking about it in therapy on Thursday because I tend to notice the way, and I'm sure you do too, the way sessions go based off not just like my mood, because like duh, but my mindset that I'm in currently. Yep. And I'll have sessions where I'm like, oh my God, I'm healed. Yeah. I'm good. And then I'll have sessions where I'm like, it's like we're starting at square one. So much to work on. Yep. And it completely, sometimes I worry that it like changes how I'm going to heal, because like, so in EMDR, we start with the level scale 1 to 10, how much something disturbs you. So days where I'm having like a good mindset or like a positive mindset, things wouldn't get to you as much. Right. So I say, oh, disturbance is a 3 or like, 2, whatever. And we move on. Then I'm like, what if I'm actually not a 2 and we're moving on, we're done reprocessing it, and it's like your version healed. Of like sweeping it under the rug, but like in like a self-sabotage way, right? Like not in like a I don't want to talk about it, like I'm actually okay today. Yeah. And like, what about when I'm not okay with it? You like in the moment full-heartedly believe it doesn't affect you as much, and it doesn't affect, like it's not a true statement in that time, in that moment. But then a week later, when you're in a different mindset and you're going through something else, and you're like, wait, but I already worked on this and it didn't affect me last week. So why is this such a prominent thing in my mind right now? Yeah. I think about that a lot too. And then I'm like, am I just doing the same dance? It's this, and like I have that thought a lot. And like we probably are, because also there's no such thing as like an end goal in healing. Yeah. So like We kind of are.
Which is a hard thing to grasp, I think, especially when everything's kind of like laid out on the table in therapy, which is the like point that I'm at. And I'm like, why can't it? And we kind of talked about, me and my therapist talked about this, I think maybe like last week. Why can't I just like have at least a couple answers right now? I just want to like be able to wrap up some of these chapters. I want like 2 things solved. That's it. Is that too much to ask? Like
I get it.
I've been doing this for like, which is
just doesn't stop.
Such a small amount of time. Like, believe me when I say I know that I haven't been doing therapy for like such a minuscule time. Trust me, I know. But why hasn't anything evolved in a way that I can see it and look back and think like, I'm out of that.
I can't wait for you to watch back this footage.
You think I'll get there?
100%.
I fucking hope. You
will. If you were not capable of doing that, there would be other signs. You would have like an avoidant style of like communication, which you do not. Like you would show other signs if you were that type of person that like is just not fully putting their all into healing. That's the only way you would not heal. But like you're pretty like,
no, I walk everything at the wall. I walk into each session literally with my arms up, like, please, like this hour belongs to you. Please, like, you know, yes. I really do give it my all, and
you will.
Yeah, it's, you know what, a big thing that which we kind of talked about my last session. A big thing that I'm going through right now is I'm kind of realizing the change that like needs to happen in my life for me, and like the boundaries that I need to set, and things that need to be like my actual work for like relationships and these aspects to actually start seeing the change. Does that make sense?
Yep.
The changes that I need to make to see the change. And I'm having a hard time computing like how my life is going to look when I make these changes and these other factors aren't changing. How is my like healed life going to match up with this external part of me? I don't know. It's hard for me to see the connect right now. And it's almost impossible to think that I could heal from what I'm going through and what I'm talking about in therapy while also maintaining and like sustaining things that already exist in my current life. Does that make sense?
Things you want to keep?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you fear that the change you have to make will alter you too much?
No, because that side I'm open to. Like I'm very eager and ready to heal and make these changes, but I just don't see how it's possible when everything else around me isn't making that evolution.
Yeah.
Like how am I supposed to evolve and grow? I don't know. Does anyone else relate to this?
It's 100%. And we did talk about, her and I talked about this the other day, and kind of what we came to is like, it's not about anything else or anybody else around you. It's about what you're healing is your reactions. What you're healing is how much you let it penetrate you. Penetration joke.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. But like, you know, it's that's what you're healing. So it's, you know, there's a lot of things that I deal with, that so many people deal with, where some people that have hurt us, whether it's romantically, your family, even your fucking coworker, like those people might not ever change. And that's a big kind of sesh I've been in the past year of therapy, is realizing that side of growth, where they bruised you. Like if we're talking on like relationship trauma, they bruised you, but your healing is not to heal them or to, you know, necessarily even take away that bruise, because you can't, because it did happen and it is valid.
Right.
And you know, any type of trauma that is real, that really did happen to you. But what you're healing is the things that might trigger you later in life that look like it in another font, and the way that that's going to affect you then, and how much you're going to bark back to it or not, or if you're going to pass it on and do it to the same people. That's what you're healing.
Yeah.
You know, I feel in that too. And I don't know if that makes you feel better or worse. But like,
no, it makes me feel better because like I got out of that session and I was like, this is impossible. It felt like unheard. Like it felt like the work that I've done and the work that I was about to do and I'm supposed to be doing going forward is pointless.
Yes.
And I something that we talk a lot about in our sessions is like hope and being like I say a lot like I'm feeling a little hopeless, I'm feeling hopeful depending on the topic, and I left that conversation feeling super hopeless.
Yes.
So yes, it does. Thank you. It makes me feel better that you think about it too.
I think about it too, but it's also like I've always thought about it, and I think I'll think about it forever. It's not.
Oh.
Well, that's why I said I hope that makes you feel. I don't know if that makes you feel better or worse. That but it's not that it's not going to stop in like a loop sense. Like a think of when a ball rolls down a hill, it's still going forward, but in little loops. So you might still be doing that same cycle, but you are going further. Well, let's go uphill.
Okay.
Let's go uphill.
Right.
Pretend it's going uphill. There we go. It's still going uphill, but it is going.
It's not a steady.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
It's not walking in a straight line. It's spinning out of control, but it's still going up.
Okay. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Just try and look at it like that, because I feel like I very recently, and I'm still working on it, but I worry about some type of end goal that I've formulated in my brain that I know so many people relate to. I think our brains formulate these end goals and healing out of just pure nature.
Right.
Like we want that, like there's going to be gratification in everything we do.
It's hard to accept that that's not a possibility.
Well, it is though, but like think of it like this, like shit that I worked on way back in the start of therapy. I'm not going to say any specifics, but like there were things I thought I would never be able to face with my mom. Oh my God, how could I ever, blah, blah, blah. And then one time my mom and I had a really deep conversation, and sure, there were things about it that like I still want to shake her about. Hi mom, I know you're listening. I know you know what I'm talking about. There's still things I want to like shake her about, but there were also moments during that talk where I was like, oh
never
my God,
thought you'd be here.
It's happening.
Yeah.
I made it. I'm doing the thing. It's really uncomfortable and it still hurts, and I'm still going to talk about it on Thursday, but I'm doing the thing I thought I would never be capable of doing.
Right.
It's like you start noticing, just like, think of it like your tanning bed right now. Like you went for 6 minutes so that the next time you don't burn.
Right.
But you're still killing your skin, but you're not burning because you're taking little baby steps, steady pace, but you're still burning your skin.
Right.
With a UV rays.
Yeah, I get it.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it totally does.
It's like,
okay, I'm feeling a little hopeful.
oh my God, good.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to feel right now.
I think I think I get into these like phases where because I'm so in the beginning of this, I kind of look at things, and this is so my like visual brain at work. I look at things ahead of me in like a timeline fashion, and I'm like, okay, all of this is ahead of me. I don't know when it's all just like in a big jumble in front of me right now.
Okay.
I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen first. I don't know how it's supposed to go. I don't know like what's right, what's wrong. It's all just the unknown in front of me. I know it's there, and I know it needs to be like handled and dealt with. I can't grasp it. And like, I can't place it where it's supposed to be quite yet.
And you won't until you're in it.
Right.
But then on the bright side of things, when you're in it, then you'll have that moment where you're like, oh, I'm in it, and I've already thought about this, and I think I know what to do right now. You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy having this conversation and this realization together, but from different sides.
Right.
Because I had this realization because I was talking back to the EMDR thing, how we kind of start with a memory, and then we talk about on a scale of 1 to 10, like how it affects me. Mm-hmm. When we're clearing a memory, it's when I'm able to say it's a 0.
Oh, okay.
But I've been doing this for 3 years and nothing has ever been a 0. I don't know what it is, But when I say nothing's been a 0, it's because I don't let it be a 0. I'm at this weird point where like we were clearing something for like the fucking 6th time, like a really big memory that I'm like really trying. And when I say clear, it's not forgetting. In EMDR, it's about reprocessing, so that kind of what I was saying to Alex, like reprocessing for future reactions and the way it like affects me and kind of like the deeper ways that whatever it is. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So like I said, I was like the millionth time we've freaking done this, and she's like, okay, scale 1 to 10. I was like, honestly, I feel like I'm like a 1. She's like, that's great. Like what, why is it a 1? Like what is still bugging you about it? And I couldn't like pinpoint it. And she was like, so is it a 0? And I was like, no, because like it's still like when I think about it, I don't know, it just still like feels weird. And she just like lets me like sit in that discomfort for a sec. And I came to the realization that like I almost don't want to let go of some of these shitty memories. And like I can't say it's a 0 because I'm afraid that it's like kind of what we were saying earlier. It's a 0 right now, but what if it bugs me in a month? Does that mean we have to start over? Like I'm putting too much logic to it.
Right.
And what we came to was like, she's like, okay, if it's a 0, if you said it's a 0 right now, what's your biggest fear? And I was like, well, that like, I'm going to go back on my word one day and it's going to be back to like a 3 or a 4 or whatever. And she was like, okay, but what if it just stays a 0? And I was like, I don't know.
Like you couldn't accept that was a possibility.
Yeah. It was just this moment of like, you're right. And she like kind of hyped me up about like the work I've been doing and like it's working and it's a possibility. And it's,
do you remember like maybe that specific memory, what it started as?
Oh, like I reacted that same way. I was like, it's a million. Like this, it was like one of the biggest things we've reprocessed. And
wow.
it was, if it could be a million, it's a million, but to be literal, it was a 10.
Wow.
And it was hard and it was uncomfortable. And it was one of those memories that I was reprocessing where it was very physical. So I'll do the eye movements and the tapping, and usually like she'll ask like what comes up. And typically what comes up are thoughts because brain. But with this one, it was like my brain was racing as it always does, but I was either sweating or I was shaking or this knot in my back was firing off, or I was getting like cluster headaches. Like it was,
whoa,
my nervous system took on this one,
a full physical reaction.
Oh yeah. It's crazy. And it's then so crazy.
You obviously like don't get that physical reaction now.
No. And now it's like, it's weird because it's not like I'm okay with what happened. It's not like it's it wasn't that bad. It's not like I don't see it for what it is anymore, because I still see it for what it is, but it's the reaction I get when I think about it, and the if I let it put me into a certain mood, if it were to be the brought up, the way it affects me. That's what I reprocessed.
Whoa.
And coming back, long story short, that's what I'm trying to say to you is like, it's about that side of your reaction, because again, what I was reprocessing still happened, and like the people that were involved with it are still the way they are.
Right.
But that's not what it's about. I got up to change the camera battery and Link took my spot. Look at, if you're on visual right now, you can see.
Spot stealer.
She's this baby.
Spot saves.
I have to sit there, Mom. Oh my God, I love her so much. She's something I spiral about.
Yeah.
Every day. I'm like, she'll bug me. Like she'll do something and I'm like, Link, stop, or whatever. And then I get annoyed with her and then I'm like, one day she's not going to be here. I go down that spiral daily.
You do. You constantly think she's either jumped off the balcony voluntarily.
Yes.
Or she's just randomly stopped breathing.
Yes. All the time. It's totally like on some real shit. It's totally from when I lost her for a few days. Because I was not like that before. Not at all.
Yeah.
Before that, I totally had the mindset where I was like, she's a dog. Like she's fine. Like I was totally on that wagon.
Yep.
after, no way. If she's not on my eyesight, where's Link? And it's like, it really immediately goes to, she jumped off the balcony. She is under the bed because she ran away to hide and die.
Oh my God.
Because you know animals do that.
Yeah.
I'm like during the summer when she goes under my bed because it's literally cool under there. Like I know that. I'm like, no, she's starting to act weird because I think she's ready to go.
Whoa.
Like it's bad. Maybe I should bring that up at therapy. Yeah.
Maybe.
Not me reprocessing dog stuff though. She's like always in on my sessions too.
She has to pay.
She should. She owes me so much money after her vet bill the other day.
Yo.
Did I say it?
I think you might have said it on Patreon.
I'll give you guys a little update. Link, this ear right here, if you're on visual, you actually can't see it because it's sticking up because she's sitting this way, but it's sagging because she has a crazy hematoma on her ear from scratching and shaking her head so much. I'm honestly surprised that this hasn't come sooner in her life because of how much she just scratches, but it is harmless in her like overall health, but it is uncomfortable for her. Like it's a lot of pressure in her ear. We got it drained last Wednesday and it was good for like literally an hour, and then later that night it already started to fill back up, which they did say was possible, and it's possible. It's actually a lot bigger than it was, which kind of sucks. So we're going back in Monday. I have 3 options. So one is continue draining and doing the laser treatment that we tried on Wednesday. That obviously doesn't work, but she did say the laser treatment is something that you do have to do like multiple rounds of. Option 2 is surgery. She does go under for it, and it's a certain type of surgery where the way they cut it, it's able to like fully drain out so that when it fully heals, it doesn't happen again, which obviously is like ideal, but I don't love the thought of putting her under. And then option 3 is fully leaving it alone the way that you would in a human hematoma, and the body will metabolize the blood. It'll go back into her stream. It will go down in usually like about a month, but it does lead to cauliflower ear. So she will have a little funky looking ear.
Floppy ear,
scrunchy ear. There's no way of knowing exactly how to heal until it's done. But then with cauliflower ear, I read that there's also negative effects of like their ears are harder to clean, so it can lead to more infection. And she already gets ear infections because she's a half lab. So that's kind of where I'm at with my little baby right now. It really sucks to see. I don't like that she's uncomfortable, and it feels weird that she looks different.
Yeah. You know what though? I had the thought looking at her, I think yesterday, it looks more like her personality to me. Oh. Like she almost looks more her.
Are you just coming into your own, Mom?
I think she is. She's just in her Saturn return.
She is. So am I, Mama.
On that same note of spiraling, but a little more intense than Lil Mom's ear over there.
Oh, baby.
I came across this TikTok of this girl who like fully has planned for, I guess, the apocalypse, you could say.
Like
she
zombie
has apocalypse? No, I don't know.
Or just like the end of the world.
I don't know. I didn't like watch much of her other content, but she has this binder that she gathered all of this information that like she and like her family would need to know if we were to ever lose internet. Like for good, or I guess not for good, but like
for a long period
of time. So the binder is like literally as thick as a brick, and at the front of it has like all of her family's information, like blood types, everything that like they need to know about themselves to survive without like technology.
Oh my! I have to do this now.
Okay, but. I like when the first 3 seconds of the TikTok, I was like, oh, this is a great idea. So smart. But then she goes into like, I mean, like I said, it's as thick as a brick, and like the amount of research that probably went into this whole fucking thing. She went into like recipes from the Great Depression that like don't require a lot of ingredients, like eggless bread and like shit like that. Like so much that could sustain a lifestyle without technology. What's some other things from the book, like how to skin and butcher chicken and like everything.
Oh my God.
Everything that you would need to know, right?
Sure.
And maps and a whole bunch of different like maps of the area and different routes that you could like walk, different routes that you can drive, and that phone numbers. And it made me think like, yes, obviously this is so fucking smart. And if you have the brain capacity and the willpower to do this, by all means. But I think this would, like, if I sat down and did this,
I'd start to freak out.
I would absolutely freak out. And you know what? I would like be living my life waiting for the day to happen, waiting for the day. And I know there are other people out there who have a different experience and they're able to like make a book like this and not live their life thinking it's going to happen.
Yeah.
They don't make the book because it will. They make the book just in case. And those two things don't, those are the same thing for me.
Yeah.
If I plan for something, it will happen.
Yes.
In my head.
So I had that thought back 2 months ago or so. Alex and I went and caught up with our friend Ben and his wife Jade. And we went and got a drink. And she started talking about their emergency bag that they had just got ready. Just cause. And because I even asked, I was like, why? She's like, it's just cause. And like, she was super chill about it. She's not like a doomsday person or anything.
Right. But she works in like in that like, industry.
Isn't it like city emergency? Yeah. Something like that. So, right. It's in her alley. And she's like, yeah, I mean, you do it just in case. You do it to be safe. You do it so you don't have to think about it when it's too late. And those are all true things. But no, if I do it,
I'm waiting for the day to
I'm sleeping with it next to my bed every night, and then it's becoming like an obsession.
Right. And then if I go out and I end up sleeping at a guy's house and I don't have my backpack, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not prepared tonight, the only night. And it's going to happen tonight. And
it'll freak me out.
My brain's not that strong.
Me either.
Sorry. I can't do it.
I would rather just figure it out on the spot.
Yeah. Which, you know what? I think I could thrive in the moment.
And if I don't, then I'm not meant to be alive. Whatever. Like, right. I'm not trying to outlive anybody.
And you know what? I think about that a lot. Like if I don't know, did you ever watch or did you get into The Last of Us?
No.
It's, I think it's actually still rolling out the first season. Maybe not, but it's a big like apocalyptic show about, I think it's a virus.
Classic.
And right. And I was thinking like, I wouldn't even want to survive in this time.
No.
Sorry. I'm out. I'm out. I don't want to.
That's how I feel in Yellow Jackets, the show we're watching. They're like,
see, that's different because the world outside of that, I mean, to me,
sure,
the world outside of that is still in existence and still normal. I just need to get out of the small
I get that
issue.
And that optimism is obviously what keeps you going, and like the reason people that get stranded fucking survive, because they are aware of that.
Yeah. But
19 months, I'd say probably like 8 months in, I'd be like, they're not gonna find us.
Yeah. I would lose hope on that front of like me sitting like a sitting duck and them coming to find me.
Yeah.
But there's this isn't like a spoiler in any way, but there's one of the girls has the idea to leave where they are and walk, like hike south and try and find civilization. And I would be so gung-ho.
When we saw that part, we were like, go. Yeah. It was crazy. Obviously it's not a real show or not a real story, but they were like half of them were like, no, we're staying. You're months in. Why would you just keep doing what you're doing? Like,
yes, something's got to give.
I would go try and walk and all that. But like, I could only imagine the constant spiral of hopelessness in that situation. And like, I say that now, but that's what like fight or flight's all about. In those situations, you'd be so surprised what your brain will do for you and what your body will do for you. And like, you will push through.
Right.
But I'm sitting here on my comfy couch in my temperature controlled building, and I'm like, oh my God, I'd freak out. I would rather die. But like, no, I'd probably fucking push through and like do some crazy shit.
I totally like agree in the concept of Yellow Jackets and like plane crash. But I think apocalyptic, I don't want to be running around with a rifle
And then think about when it's like over and they have to like rebuild society. Ugh.
And by that time, you're probably in your late 70s and you're like,
I just want to retire.
Fuck this. I pictured me in Florida right now.
Exactly. No.
No way. I don't know. That's one that I think about a lot, actually. And like the whole bag thing and having enough water to last us. Like, I get it. And even we thought about this when oh, this is like really embarrassing to even be talking about. But our building shut off water for probably...
It was 6 hours.
6 hours.
In our defense, they didn't say, we'll be back in 6 hours. They said, it's indefinite at this point. We will keep you updated. And so in that, we're thinking, we don't know. This could be weeks, years, decades. No.
Right. Okay. And it wasn't planned.
Right.
It was we literally woke up and a pipe burst on our street and we saw construction workers, and then we got an email that they were turning off our water and it was going to be off indefinitely. Yep. Indefinitely until
further notice, whatever.
Until further notice.
Right.
So we're sitting here like, oh my God, what if it's weeks? And we don't have, like, what are we going to drink?
Right. I was like, Link also needs water. And like, now we have to like ration. Like, do we start drinking her blood?
So we need we should be prepared in some sense.
You know what? This is a big thing I really miss about living with my stepdad.
Yeah.
Phil is like the number one person you want to be with in any emergency situation. He is so resourceful.
Yep.
He's like, he knows archery and shit. Like he's like outdoorsman, has been all my life, like is all about backup plan after backup plan after backup plan, compass, map. You need to know how to read this. He's told me forever, like when you get to like a new city, like you need to know your surroundings without your map. He instilled that in me in such a young age that when I first moved to LA, I drove around for 2 weeks, not 2 weeks straight. Obviously I went home and like slept, but like 2 weeks because I hadn't started my job yet. And I wouldn't put on my GPS on my phone and I would just like remember the streets.
Right. Smart.
And now I do know LA like the back of my hand. So I will say it was worth it. And it's a little bit harder to do here, but I'm working on it. How long have we been here? I guess almost a year.
6 months.
I'm working on it. Anyway.
No, it's 9 months. I said 6 months. 9.
6, 9. Nah. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I would want to be with him.
Yeah.
Like I remember growing up when like I would lightly think about like doomsday stuff. I was always like, oh, Phil will figure it out.
Yeah.
And like he would.
Right. And like, doesn't it free? I thought that same way about Vince.
Yes.
Like, I put them in the same category. Like
cut from the same cloth.
If anything, if shit were to go down, Vince would know what to do.
Yeah.
And I feel that way. Like we're on our own out here. And if shit were to happen.
In New York City too.
We don't got no one.
Yeah.
We have Link.
We can ride on her back.
Okay.
She'd be like, she'd do like, the noise. She goes, it's like a husky noise. Yeah, no, we're fucked.
But it's one of those things where I kind of would just rather live in ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a choice. That's a choice.
Yes.
It's a full conscious decision. And I choose this side.
Alex for president. And that is my stance. Thank you. Go 2023. We're really sorry about this episode. I feel like it was just like anxiety.
Yeah.
This episode probably gave so many people panic attacks. This is probably the worst episode we've done. Like not in general. I just mean like the way we've made people feel. Like I feel like usually we wrap it up nicely.
No, we want to leave you sitting in this.
Sit in this discomfort because we are, and we should just do it together. But like, sit in this, feel this.
Yeah, and like as a whole, I'm really proud of this episode.
No, sure, on like a literal sense, but like every episode is like
it
makes you feel heard, and it makes you feel.
We generally, God, I can't fucking talk today. We generally like to leave you guys on a positive note, and like
we just don't have that today.
No,
sorry.
What do you guys spiral about?
Comment down below what you spiral about. But like actually.
Yeah, I want to know what you guys spiral about because we probably do the same thing.
Right. So yeah, maybe on Silver Lining, it makes you guys feel not alone in the things you spiral about because we spiral about them too. Let's have that be the prompt for our Patreon episode for Friday.
Right.
Let's keep talking about spiraling.
What do you spiral about? What are your stances on like any of the things we talked about? Yeah. Like, do you feel very differently about like doomsday or even having kids and consumerism and everything that we talked about?
And let me know if your dog has ever had a hematoma in the ear and send pictures of what their cauliflower ear looks like because Link is just going to look so different.
I look good.
You be ugly, babe.
Oh, no. She's so cute.
You're so ugly.
All right, guys. This was fun. I had fun. Sometimes I need to like, you know what needs to happen for me a lot of the times is I need to spiral out loud.
Yeah,
because a lot of the times and like a lot of these thoughts are just in my head. And that's when it's just like a deep, dark black hole.
Yeah.
But when we say it out loud and we kind of make it a little lighthearted and we don't give it as much power, that's when I don't know. Now I can
get that. It's just an outlet.
Kind of wade through it a little more.
Right. And like the way that we can like agree on certain things. I feel that too. Like it makes you not feel crazy. And
yep.
But the thing with me is like when we're talking about it, I'm also thinking about another spiral. So I'm like double spiraling.
Oh, see, no. We've talked about this.
Of course. Yeah. No, I mean that tracks. But I'm over here like, okay, she's talking about this one that I'm freaking out about, but I'm thinking about this one that I'm about to bring up and freak out about that too. Like I'm like, it's like ping pong in my head,
right?
But with thoughts instead of balls.
Been there.
Balls in your head.
That's what she said.
I had to go. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh yeah,
it's Friday.
Oh right.
Yeah, wear green or I'll fucking kill you.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You're like a leprechaun.
Just kidding. Wear green and or I'll pinch you.
Wait, you should show them the shirt. Oh, we should have ordered shirts. I need to do that this week.
I said that the other day and you didn't say anything.
What did you win?
I was like, are we going to order shirts? And you literally just like, and you weren't on your phone. You were just like,
are you serious?
Yeah. So I thought you were over it. So
wait, when? What were we doing?
We were on the couch. You were on this side. I was on that side.
And I just looked at you?
You weren't like you weren't looking at me, but like it was, sometimes we just like sit. Yeah. Like it was like a commercial break.
I must not have known that you like were talking to me.
There was nothing.
Was I on my phone?
You had your phone in your hand.
Okay, I was probably thinking about something.
You're probably ordering shirts. Okay, well, we're gonna go order. I keep almost saying Thanksgiving shirts. We're gonna go order St. Patrick's Day shirts. But have fun this weekend. Be safe. This is a crazy holiday. I feel like.
Do an Irish car bomb.
No, don't do that.
Do it.
Don't
do it.
Okay. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
If you guys are listening on Spotify or Apple Music, rate us 4 or 5 stars.
No, okay, 5 stars. Literally rate us 5 stars or nothing at all, please.
It helps us a ton. If you guys are watching on
I feel like we're a 4-star podcast for sure.
That's what I like to think. And you know what? 4 stars is good.
That's a B.
Rate us 5 stars, please.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, then leave comments below and make sure you subscribe and press the little bell button so you guys actually get our notifications when we release episodes on Mondays.
What Alex said.
Also, we have a Patreon, and sometimes we don't say it. So if you didn't know, now you know. On Fridays, we drop a whole other episode, and we kind of just like continue the conversation about what we talked on Mondays. So check it out and support us there if you'd like.
That's all. Love you guys. Have a great week.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Sorry, Lily. Oh, wait, Lily. Okay, we have to do the ad now. Can you insert this right after Song of the Day, what we're wearing?
Yeah, but the only thing is like...
Wait, so she can hear you.